Here we go. Yeah, just needed the classic unplug, plug it back in. Alrighty. Let's turn this down a little bit. People are typing in chat. Let's see here. Let's go live chat. Hey, XXX Coom Killer 96. What's up, bro? Nice name. Keith. That's much easier to say. Look out for Keith. Have you ever seen Hoodwinked? Hello, Razor Eater. Nice. Got some good names. Yes, it is I, the real human being. Okay. Cool. We are up to a few people, and um I am fully live with no technical difficulties, and the thumbnail seems to be working. I just posted it on the Discord, and now I gotta actually work. So, alright, welcome back to Human Being 3, the mod for Hotline Miami 2. We have been working on it off and on, and other than that, I've been living my life pretty well. Pretty happy with how things are at the moment, but I would love to get this out of the way and stop having to think about it because I really want it to come out. It's I gotta make it release. So, anyways, what we're doing here is the Hotline Miami community got really good at making levels, and I got decent at it as well. And with that, the levels that I started making Hotline Miami or Human Being 3 with didn't age great. This is one of the worst ones. Now, this came out in like 2017, which 2017 this blew people away. I gave it to when I first made my personal Discord, I gave it to everybody, and people were like, "Holy freaking shit, dude, this is amazing." And if you remember what 2017, nothing was custom in 2017 other than Hunter Snowfall and like some Danny stuff, but most people had like a couple unique sprites sprinkled in. That was it. So like creating a whole new location was a big deal. And I'm most proud of this floor, the space floor. But basically, this is like a museum that is a little unrealistic because it covers a very wide swath of subjects. It's not just art. It's not just space. It's not. It also has cowboys. But I want to do a lot more with it. I really, really like museums. Um, I really do like museums a lot. And every time I go to one, I want to include new things into this level. And I've wanted to remaster this level for so long with more of the tools, especially now that I have a lot more freedom with Sprite like sizes and frames, I can do a lot more with this than it currently is. And since it's such an early level, I don't think I need to fret about level design too much in terms of difficulty. I'm gonna give it a quick playthrough initially, so you guys can kind of feel what we're dealing with. But basically, Hammer finds himself in trouble in the back storage area and then has to fight his way to the front because the initial way he came through is sealed off. So I've got a list, thank you, where it reminds me of the Simpsons game museum level where the museum is unrealistically huge and covers everything. Yeah, yeah, like every museum I've gone to has got like a theme, but I just like the idea of a mega museum because I just want to do a lot of things with it. I've gone to a lot of museums. So we're gonna revamp the art floor to be uh, a little bit more interesting and have a bit bigger size and better lighting and better tiles. Like I'll be able, instead of faking it with like the darkness, which is really funny now that I look at it, we'll be able to do something like that. I was thinking of having the large paintings at a slight angle so you can kind of tell what they are. Right now I'm lit. It's just 1 pixel wide. Space, I am happy with it, but I want to a circular moon. I want to have a planetarium. So give my grid back. Uh, don't know where I'm gonna put it. This floor is probably gonna get fully torn down and rebuilt to some. So I want to have the planetarium, and then I want the planets instead of being teeny. You know, why not just play it? What instead? Alright. Oh gosh. Okay, that is too much to hit Control P on. That's crazy. Oh, what's up, Coffee? How you doing? Fuck realism for real. For real. Human Being 3 is very unrealistic. Reminds me of the movie Night in the Museum starring Ben Stiller. Funny about that, the description I initially wrote Night at the Museum for this stream, but then it was like, nah, I should probably be a little bit let people know what they're getting into. So I became specific. So I guess we have to play from here. That sucks. The sprites look so good. I appreciate that. We're gonna make some cool sprites. Some of these need updating. This was one of the first floors I did. I did this um, right after I recovered from a surgery after my college dropout. It's pretty much this whole thing. And so, like, I don't know if I want to keep this whole outside area. Oh, by the way, this is a missing sprite. Initially, and this was 2017, I was like, oh, there's nothing being set in during fall. I'll set Human Being 3 during fall. And so these were fall trees. They at some point the sprite never made it, but you can see the resulting leaves. So like, you know, this is back when we had huge outdoor areas that you couldn't play in. I don't think. I think other than some shading, like the Ark of the Covenant needs good shading. Yeah, my shading game. Also, this floor, I had a weird thing. You see it here. It's way worse than other things where I used the GIMP text like made textures and just shrunk them down, and it really stands out. Like Fusilli actually made a handmade version of the Japanese wave painting at some point. I might see if he'll give me that. But yeah, we could do. Honestly, we could have a very big, or like expand on this storage floor and have more going on. That would make hiding the Ark of the Covenant in the storage floor a bit better. Do you plan on using the better Hotline Miami editor? Yes, at some point when I need it. It's very good for small things. The issue I was having with it was it likes to add a cutscene to the floor unless I remember to unbox a check or uncheck a checkbox. And I'm just used to this. One thing I did is I went through the later level sprites and I put a sensor bar over them. So this patch wide right here censors as many spoiler sprites as I think will show up, but I know the better editor shows you way more sprites in the list. So I need to test that before I do that, because some of the ones I haven't centered out might show up. Because I don't want you to see late game spoilers yet. This is level 2, so I'm fine with it right now. So, and then I immediately break one of my current rules that I've got, whereas you shouldn't have NPCs like you shouldn't have NPCs typically. I typically annoy me, but especially enemy NPCs that like you're currently fighting. Like it's confusing. But this is back from 2017. It's long before I made this rule. I do kind of like the visual storytelling of that they've blocked you from where you entered from the cutscene. So I don't know if these guys will survive. Um, and if they do, we should probably have them in unique poses, like holding the door barricaded shut, so they look. Because like right now they're just a search animation. Like it could be better. Let's see here. Yeah, like there's just small empty floors with just a bench and the subway painting. I think I could do more with this. I was thinking of doing stuff with statues and light and also modern art because you can get goofy, weird shit like weird statues. Can also just make this flow better because right now it's just rooms with doors. Just I'm not too worried about the door. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. Wait, there's a better editor? Yes, there is a better editor that does a lot of cool stuff, and I'll probably end up using it. I won't use it tonight. Once I test it, I won't accidentally flash spoilers, so maybe this will be a good opportunity for me to play it. But you can't play it straight from there. Not that you can hear because it's optimized like shit. But yeah, seeing these guys bring me back. Yeah. Yeah, it auto generates cutscene files. You always gotta delete them afterwards. Yes, and that threw off my transitions for another level that I was doing, and that really annoyed me because in that level it's late game, which means the transitions need to be perfect for the level balancing. Um, because you hot start very quickly, and I don't think that's supposed to be pink. I think a tile got changed. You might I didn't really check. You might see some like random out of place sprites as well, just from them being initially I used them as vanilla and then overrode them forgetting I used them already. And my current rule is that if I override a vanilla sprite, that's on me. Although now with the new frame generator, and I'll show you how to use that, I can bring them back. It's gonna be very bad for the Mexico levels. I used a lot of vanilla sprites on those. Um, So we'll see. That'll be the Mexico levels will be what I decide needs remastered after this. Um, but I think other than making the sand look nicer and like getting rid of the vanilla sprites that are now used by something else, I think I won't change it too much because I don't want to be here remastering levels in a snake eating zone tail forever. Okay, spent like an hour messing with no purpose because I couldn't download the sprite and object IDs on the second level for those should be probably on the wiki. Um, and I'm sure people could give it to you on the Discord server too. So then we go to space. And yes, I was so proud of this as 2017. You fighting under the planets, but I want them way bigger and like something you fight around. And I might actually make them spin with the like clothes hanger behavior. So if you touch it, it spins. Um, I really like this color pattern here. This is staying for sure. As well as like the memorabilia in here. This is very Hotline 2 art design where it's just a literal empty room with just one thing inside. And I think with the right carpet colors, that can be nice. I'm also using the wrong weapon, weapon mod. I'm gonna have to track that down, get the right one. And this was an American flag. This is not alt. This is not meant to be alt history. This was an American flag. I don't know why I didn't make. At some point, I consolidated a lot of sprites all into one patch wad, and some of them didn't make it in. Are you able to transfer progress between editors so I don't go down do the whole Yeah, it just takes the same file. Um it you can find it if you're not part of the if you crawl, they can see through the round hangers, but that should be fine. Yeah, we'll see how it plays. I can obviously like add some invisible sprite that blocks vision. Um, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the better editor, it literally takes the same file. It's manipulating the exact same file. So if so you open it up in your singles and let's see here. Oopsies. It's this one. So like you would open this exact file in there. So you'd have to close it. So what you can do is you can literally just hold the game open and be on the home page, edit it with wrong or the better editor, and then open Hotline Miami 2 back up or tab over to it. You don't have to close it. And that's only slightly less convenient than the current way. So honestly, it's the same thing, really. So yeah, it's a really cool editor. I just I'm used to this one, and uh, oh shit, and it'll take a sec for me to get used to it, but it's definitely got some cool stuff, including an undo button. I think it's got the zoom, which everyone gets particular about. This needs better shading. I used to pillow shade for curves a lot. You can barely see it anyways. These tiles are screwed up. So yeah. I think I can do some cool stuff with the space floor, but I'm actually happy with these sprites for the most part. They just need some shading, and yeah, I think it's good. I'm playing this on my editor resolution instead of like the proper resolution. So some of the sprites look a little janky if you look close, but I doubt you can even tell with YouTube compression. And this floor has suffered from being overwritten the most by other sprites, and that's mostly just because I knew pretty quickly I didn't want this cowboy floor anymore. I think that was supposed to be a Native American. I like this wagon sprite. I honestly should probably upload this to the workshop at some point, just so people can play the old version. I should probably. It might be annoying to redo the patch wads though. I'd have to give them like the full human being current patch wad. I don't want them to have that. There you go. Is Jerry planning on updating NPC sprites? They look so good during 2017. NPC sprites, like for the French, that this is what they're gonna stay. Like this is placeholder. These used to be Civil War soldiers, just pointing their guns at each other. Um, yeah, so it was a cute, like that was supposed to be a little saloon. Part of the reason I remember this now. Part of the reason I wanted to get rid of the cowboy floor is that the Mexico levels took on a more Western vibe, and so I didn't really need to um, keep a Western museum floor. And I don't know what that is. Must be an edge. Yeah, I like their simple 2017 like little striped shirts. I don't want them too complex because they're supposed to be a mafia stand-in. I think current day Rob wouldn't have made them this near identical colors to Hammerin. Like, you see how the blue? They're both a shade of dark blue, but I really like how they look. I really like that shade of dark blue on them. Yeah, so for here, like I literally, other than the T-Rex, which I put on a floor nearly the same color as the T-Rex. Um, this is all just recycled sprites from previous floors. Like, I could do a lot more with that. And PP guy, bathroom idols. If you watch enough of my streams, you know how much that bothers me. So gotta make the bathrooms like actual part of the level. Um, yes, so there's a lot that we can do. Here's a good example of me taking the GIMP textures. See these right here, and just applying them where I want them to go instead of actually spreading. Like the tiles and the monuments. These I think are from Palo. These are really old. I like this checkered wood though. Oh, yeah, and that was cool. This was definitely a traced over diagram of a T-Rex for the most part. You can kind of tell by the jagged pixels. Needs updating. Needs updating. So, yeah, so also I don't think the soldier camp's supposed to work, but that's like the bottom of the floor that they're barricaded under. So, yeah, I had fun making this. People would have had their brains blown out if this came out in like August of 2017, but it is January 2025, and if I told myself I was still working on this that far into the future, I wouldn't have started. I'm sure. Hey, Gamer Cafe. First time ever made a capture streams. Also cool to see what you've been making. Appreciate it. Yes, we are scrapping everything, kind of. So which one do we want to work on? I got a list of stuff I want to change for each. Probably won't go in floor order, but I'm just now thinking that I could do more in the storage floor if I wanted to. Don't need to, but I could. But yeah, I noticed I hadn't streamed in ages. Um, like when I pulled up the stream thing in YouTube, the thumbnail and the title were for the Ocho stream, which I think was 2023. It might have been 2020, early 2024. When did Ocho come out? 2022? Has it really been that long? No, okay, so the Wikipedia page says 2023. It says 2022 here. So it wasn't early access, was it? I don't know why it's wrong there. Okay, so I just got this open as a workshop, but don't know. Look at that dumpster peeking over the edge. That's wrong. Not gonna lie, I never knew about the tracing method to make larger objects like that dino. I had to make a Half-Life 2 APC and that from scratch. Well, I wouldn't recommend it because, like, let's see here. It doesn't actually like super speed up. Yeah, so T-Rex skeleton top down. Uh, this is definitely not the same one. It's too curved. It's also got a shadow. Well, I'm just going to demonstrate with this, even though it's from the side. So if you take this, and then I want to shrink it down, Hotline Miami size. So let's scale it down. See how it gets fuzzy? And then it becomes difficult. Like you still have to hand do the outline and everything. And it's almost better just to kind of learn how to be good at spriting. Yeah. Hello, la rata. So, like, it would be like, and you could kind of, so it could help for sure. But it's not like you just shrink it down. You have a sprite, right? Yeah, you can get a good outline. So I remember watching the Ocho dev do that with guns though during one of his streams. He just shrunk the guns down. And as someone who liked to hand sprite the guns, um, that I vomited a little bit because these are all handmade. I didn't shrink them down because I had a very specific art style that I was going for. Okay, well let's start talking about what we want out of this. I actually don't hate this first floor. I think just the sprites could be done, and yeah, I think we're gonna keep that. We need to redo this sprite, the paintings. These statues are stupid because they're like actual human beings. It's just hammer and jacket at some point. Um, that needs to be redone. Maybe restart your starting location. That crashed out car. Yeah. I guess that's a spoiler. But yeah, Hammer wrecks his car. It's not really a spoiler. You, well, actually, it's not. It's not a spoiler. It's just you just see it on. But it's just in the first level. Hammer wrecks his car. So this is just placed here because I have to have it here. I'll probably have to cover him up at some point because it's not supposed to be visible. What's up, Rabbi Jerome? Yeah. So, which shells are these? Guess they're not called shelves. These from the supplies? No, this actually might be where Better Editor speeds things up because I think I can just click on the sprite and it tells me what it's called. Yeah, not his shitbox car, isn't it sad? Wait, the dude that made Hotline Miami is making a new game. No, that's not me. That's not me. If you got randomly recommended, I make mods for the game. They are making a new game, allegedly. That's a video I gotta make, is talking about whether or not they're actually making the game. They insisted they are. They promised, they pinky promised they were. Okay, that's probably gonna be boring to watch me just update the sprites anyways. So let's capture the je ne sais quoi of this. Go away. Hi, Jonathan. Hello, it is me, Jonathan. To make my next game, I need you to send me the numbers on your parents' credit card. It's taking down. It is. It is. So he I think this was 2022 when they did because Hotline Miami 1 was 2012. So whenever their 10th anniversary rolled in, he did maybe 2 to 3 podcasts. Dennis did, um, with people talking about the anniversary, and it was like he was like, well, basically we're working on it, but just at a calm pace because we don't need the money. And uh, like if you type in the Steam, if you like look at the Steam revenue estimator thing and like you put how many copies they sold, it's like they're millionaires. Like they've made so much money, and so they don't need to make. It's like Valve. They're like Valve. They don't need money, so they're just like, I'll work on it when I feel like it. And I don't think they feel like working on it that frequently. I think they might do a couple sprites a week. Not that I can talk, because here we are, right? Here we are. But yeah, they said they're still working on it. I have a feeling that they've restarted maybe a couple times. I'm wondering because the stuff that they were teasing when I made those videos, like the E3 stuff, was so long ago. I wouldn't be surprised if they restarted because the indie scene has changed a lot since then. I have kind of a script, but we'll get to that video eventually. I do want to touch on that because I'm getting comments on the videos. Like the only time I get comments on the Sector X videos now is people be like, "Oh, this was 30 years ago. The game is dead." Couple of sprites and lines of code between vendors and parties. Yeah, literally. Yeah. Hey, can you blame them? They're millionaires. Hotline Miami 2 was released over 10 years ago. Almost. We're almost there. We'll probably do a 10-year stream. It's crazy. Where does the time go? We're so old. I'm so old. I'm 27, guys. I'm too old to be doing this. I'm about to propose to my girlfriend this year. Don't tell her that. It's a secret. But I'm going to. And I might have a child before I have a third entry in this. That's why we got to work on it. That's why that's why I got to work on this right now. So I can show my son this. What was I thinking with these like what is going on there? What do you think of these? I think I was trying to be artsy. I don't like it anymore. What I've been told is they started using Game Maker Studio 2. Yeah, yeah. I mean, surely they would. Like literally, Hotline Miami 2 was made with such old dated tools they couldn't play the game until another company ported it for them. It was like in slow motion. Like when I ran Hotline Miami 2 on my really, really, really old laptop, it would, because it's locked at 60. The only way to run it would be to slow the game down, so it would make less computations a second because it was locked at 60. And I imagine that's how they played their game, and that's why the level design is the way they are. Like we used to defend the level design for Hotline 2 forever, and then that like no clip documentary came out where they're like, "Oh yeah, we didn't even play test it. We didn't even beat hard mode, guys." It's like, "Oh, okay. So you weren't geniuses, at least about the level design. They're geniuses about the aesthetic, but the level design, I think they winged it a little bit more. I still like the way Hotline 2 plays. Um, but you have to kind of want to get good at it. So, start a family at Sector X release date, named a baby X after it. If Dennis announces Sector X, like when I have a kid, that would be crazy. I'll name it something. I'll name him Jacket. I'll name my kid Jacket. In the words of Snowfats at GDQ, this game is barely held together with string. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was just like one dude programming it. Yeah, I think everyone wings it in life. The more I get older, the more I realize everyone's winging it at all times. We're all winging it. No one knows what's going on. So just wing it, and you'll probably make it. That's something you have to learn as a child. Is everyone's winging, everyone's lying, everyone's like not everyone's lying at all times, right? Like I'm not trying to say like don't trust anyone, but it's like everyone is doing a bit of a bullshit kind of thing to try to make themselves look better, and more competent than they actually are. Like, why is this indented? First of all, okay, I'm gonna replay that second floor, and you know what we should do is make the hub floor. I might, I might do that. So I don't have to go through independent. That's a new thing. A little trick for you people. If you're still playtesting your fifth floor by going through the whole level, you're a chump. Honestly, I don't think, especially for early game, I don't think I need to update this at all. This is very fun little, especially once you know the story as to why Hammer's in a room full of men with guns. I like this a lot. These rooms should just be bigger, I think, and no doors, 'cause doors are dumb. Dennis Whedon subscribed to my channel at one point. I don't know if I ever made a. I think the videos are so late. So when The Last of Us 2 showed off their E3 demo or whatever, and in the demo you saw her playing the first game on her PS Vita. I was the first person to upload that footage, and Dennis posted my screenshot of my video on his Instagram, and I was like, "Hey, you should subscribe to that channel." And then he DM'd me, and he was like, "Oh, yes, you are Rob of the. I've seen your Sector X video. We're still working on it. I'm on that 4D stuff now. I don't start making my levels on the first floor anymore." Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can pull this up. Am I gonna leak my DMs? Yeah. So this is actual. He doesn't use his Instagram anymore, but So we loved your Denatons next game video. So cool. The game is quite far from being done. This is in 2020, so he wasn't lying, but we hope you dig it. And then in the 2022 E3 demo, we saw this and we thought it was Sector X, and he said, "That's not our game." Darn. Um, and then also in 2021, he commented on my YouTube channel being like, "Oh yeah, we were gonna do it, but then COVID." Or maybe it was 2020. It'd probably be 2020. Um, so we were gonna do a tease. So I think something happened. I gotta make a video on this. The more I talk about it, it's the more interesting it becomes. So yeah, bigger floor, bigger rooms, I think. So for the art floor, I wanted some modern Greek statues. Oh, the shatterable paintings. We might do that with the breakable glass behavior. And then the glass sculptures. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 rooms. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think just increasing the size of this would be the first thing I would want to do. But let's make hub floor first. Especially since I don't want to redo this a whole bunch. So I'm gonna take this, copy paste. So now we have this, and then we're gonna rename it to hub, and then I'm going to rename the title for this French Connection 2. Get rid of the 0 so it doesn't show up immediately. Rename this to French Connection 2 hub. Let's just shrink that title down. The hashtag here actually is a indent in GameMaker, so that's why it shows up below here. And then we are going to clear the characters. Yes, go away. Sorry, fellas. And then I'm going to put hammer here. Items. Gone. Don't need to change the first floor, actually. Hammer's going to go right here. Then we're going to give him the possible weapons that he starts with, which I think is just these two. No, it's like this. I don't think he gets a shotgun on the first floor, right? I've already forgotten. And you always save on the last floor. That helps with stability. Jaden with the Pardo profile pic. Yes. He doesn't use it that much. But I don't talk to that many people on Instagram besides my girlfriend and like one buddy group chat. Actually I have nunchucks in here. I think this is honestly good. Let's fix this dumpster though. What's going on with the dumpster? Why is it sticking out? Maybe hide you, because you're not supposed to be there. Hide car. Okay. You're probably too close. Save it. Yes. Editor. Oh, it's a double barrel. That's his other option. I knew there was one other gun besides the Fame. Okay. Yes. So, basically, the hub floor. Basically, the hub floor is your first floor. You just need to have your tools and a bunch of transitions, and then it goes to every floor. So when you want to test a specific floor, you start out this floor, go instantly in the transition you want. You could see it a whole lot better if we go to something like, might have deleted the other hub floors at this point. The Evan hub floor. So like that's like the remnants of floor 1, and then we've got all of them here, and they go to each one on here, and that's the way if you want to test 5, you don't have to go through the whole freaking floor to test the thing. And I do a lot of play testing. I play and play and I play and I play. It's probably not efficient, but that's how I do it. Yep. So that's a little faster. I keep getting caught on these statues that I made. My little artificial patrol things. One of my favorite things I've suggested for 1-900 Cult is you can have basically invisible objects that force the patrol, so you don't have to have the obvious like penis statue. And if you're not like a developer of Hotline Miami mods, you probably won't even notice that too much, but I see it so much. It's distracting. It's so video gamey. Ah, the tile Lone Star flag definitely needs to be replaced. Frozen in 20. Yeah, anything that you've made in tiles that's supposed to depict something, you should undo now. I love that you can tell that it's the Lone Star. That's very funny. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Why is there no game audio? Because I have audio turned off so I can just listen to music. Um, it's gotten to the point like I never play Hotline Miami with audio anymore. Just don't. Because I've heard it so much and like I'll eventually turn the music on at some point to play someone's mod and be like, oh yeah, I have a music mod on from 6 months ago because I just have the music and everything off. So yeah, my advice would be you put a um background song on or something. I'll post in chat what I'm listening to. It's very good. Here, chat. Yeah. So, because what happens is I've like streamed with music before, especially the Hotline Miami songs that are all copyrighted, and then the rest of my life I get emails from YouTube being like, "There's a copyright strike on your video. Or a claim. I'm not getting strikes. There's a copyright." Um, so it's all silence, and I'm sorry. That's why there's no audio. Because there's no good way on OBS for me to separate. Like, hmm, could I game capture just audio? Then put that under video, layer that under video capture. It still just gives me one audio mixer though. So let's get rid of that. It was worth a shot. Team audio versus no audio. Well, like I don't know. I'll be listening to podcasts and stuff, and I don't need gunshot sounds. Um, I play War Thunder with no audio, which is probably gets me killed, honestly. Um, but like I'm trying to like listen to you know some like tank history podcast or something, and I don't need to be hearing attack the A point. Honestly, ethics, that's the way to do it. Just replace every sound with the meth lab explosion. What do you guys think about the silencer being replaced by the WA 2000? Which I need next stream. I promise I'll have the right weapon mod on. I don't really want to waste time right now trying to find where I put it. My files are better organized than they used to be, but they're still not perfect. Let me see. So it's dark though. There's got to be a better one. Is no one else rocking the silencer? But yeah, now that I can change the size of the weapons, I wanted to give them unique stuff. So the suppressor became the WA 2000, and it's a little weird. I think it's a bit too long. I'm questioning this choice just because it like clips through the wall. See, that that annoys me. Yeah, teammates expecting attack D. Oh, you saw a checkbox thing to record audio? Is it here? Am I blind? Oh, right there. Capture audio. Beta. Why are you in beta? Oh, look at that. Okay. So we got Human Being 3 before Half-Life 3. Maybe. It seems like Half-Life 3 is. I actually do have the volume on, but so low I can't hear it. You're gonna have to tell me if this overpowers me. Just judging by the volume levels, it probably does. Okay. Almost feels weird to me. Why not in Sigma text? I was leaving a neighborhood the other day, and someone had like a landscaping company, like an ad for his landscaping company, and it was like Sigma Male Landscaping. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think that's exactly right. Probably can't show it to you guys because it has the actual phone number. So yeah, Sigma Male Power Washing. The Zoomers, the Zoomers are opening their own little businesses now. Yeah, I'm being weird about not wanting to remove the tiles. Like I got it in my head that I was like gonna do this like more white and with blue lighting aesthetic for this floor, but I kind of am nostalgic for this checkerboard. I wonder if we can thread the needle on this a bit. I also really like these corners. That was the height of tile editing and like custom tiles back in the day. Or Skibbity Plumbing Services. Is that a thing? I could see that being a thing. I can't wait to get my car fixed in Gap Motors. Gap Motors. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. There's the Zoomers take control and the brain rot is in charge. Because right now the millennials are in charge of the scripts, so we're getting the most millennial writing ever. But I think we might actually hate it even more when the Zoomers are in charge of the scripts, and people are trying to hide like the word skibbity in the text. Oh my gosh, you're eating salmon for dinner? Oh my gosh. Everyone says Half-Life 3 is real, but I'm gonna sit back and wait. I mean, as you should. You know, don't get hyped, but it's like, I don't know, Valve kind of does stuff now. I have a whole rant about Valve wasting their developers' time and talent on not releasing anything, but it's for a different time. Okay, all you the doors go away. Goodbye, doors. Goodbye, silly closet. Deadlocked is hyped up. But yeah, I'm impressed that Valve, in the same year that Concord flopped, Valve just nailed the 5v5 Overwatch hero shooter, like with that crowd. It's not my thing either, but you know, Valve is just good at what they do. They released a hero. Like, they proved that the genre is not dead. It's just Overwatch is dead for whatever reason. Not that I care. It was not my game. Excuse me. We're actually kind of at max size already. Problem is, this takes up a ton of space, and I'm gonna have to sit here and brainstorm what to do about that. Hmm. Well, we could just make it playable, and then have like the cutoff point be like here, which is way less in the center of the map playable space. Yeah, we could do something like that. You know what? I like the idea that they're holding the barricade down here, and then Hammer comes in from behind and just shoots them up. I think that's actually really funny. Okay, alright, items. Go away, go away. This is back when we were also really scared about off screens, so like everything had to have cover. Like I didn't want to give this room no cover, so I put these like little center things here, which kind of work, because like that's how an art museum is. It's sort of comforting to know that the guy I look up to also struggles on planning things. Makes me feel like a real human being. Yes, well, first of all, I guess thank you for looking up to me. I like you. I'm glad. I appreciate that you like my stuff. Um, but yeah, yeah. Basically, like it's weird. Like I don't want to say I have the tism because it would be like self-diagnosed, but when I get fixated on something, I am really efficient at it, and then the fixation kind of wore off for human being before I finished. Off-screen enemies are based. Off-screen enemies is how you should design your level. And if you get killed by an off-screen more than once, you should feel bad about your skill as a gamer instead of blaming me. You can also just make this bigger. Bigger dark room. Cooler dark room. Yes, do dogs. Roller Mobster MIDI only. The Roller Monster MIDI goes hard. The Roller Monster one does. I think I think it was Greenwich Valley, which just kind of fizzles out instead of it going hard during the like part where it's supposed to go hard for Midwich Valley. Um, but okay, you know what? I'm going like cross-eyed all these tiles. And so part of me like it was so bad that I was like, oh, did he use AI to generate this? Okay. Yeah, the only issue is flow. Them. Then going this way. Unless we shut off the player's options. This is where there'll be a door. Is Midwich Valley even used in the main campaign? No, it's only in the trailer, like one of the early trailers. It wouldn't really fit in the base game because it's like it's an interesting song because instead of your typical like two chorus main parts and then like the intro, the middle, the end, it just ramps up to one big thing at the end. Richard's theme was also a lot of the music did change. Yeah, a lot of the music be changing. So fun fact, you can make any sprite a mafia idol, but you can't make any sprite a let's do something like this. Items. You two silly boys go away. Three silly boys. And then you can patrol around because this is it's a nice rectangular room. Making big changes to old levels is a pain, but it always feels good. Yeah, I mean, I'm nostalgic for this level because it was like one of my first. I did actually the one of the earliest ones was a different Evan level than the one you saw in the Human Being 3 update video. I doubt I have it anymore. It was really bad. It was one floor and it was just like a reimagining of the original Bean factory. And since then, I changed it to the movie studio, which is much cooler. And I'm surprised no one mentioned this in the update. Like, I got nothing but positive comments, which is awesome, but no one commented on the actual footage they were watching that it was of like what it was depicting, which was the uh, the human being like 1 and 2 levels, but like in a movie, like recreated in a movie studio. Last time you caught my stream, you were in high school. Yes, time moves at such a horrifically, blindingly fast pace. Why? Why must time do this to us? I don't remember if they get caught on that as like a patrol. Do something like that. I have to rearrange this anyways. Later. Let's just erase them all. That door is not a great spot. You ever thought of asking people for some pre-made sprites just to speed things up? I've taken people's help. Remember Tato? He came at a he was great. I loved him. He made great sprites, and you'll see them in the campaign. But he came at a terrible time for my motivation because I was like in the thick of it with college, and he'd be like, "All right, boss, what sprites do you need, dude?" It's like I am not working on UMP3 right now, man. Like I'm sorry, I got nothing. And eventually I don't think he's involved in the community as much. You know, his interests kind of went somewhere else. But he had very good talent. He made that really good Japanese floor level, single level. There's a video of it on my channel. It's got like these cool isometric buildings. I really liked his stuff. and he's got a couple sprites, but you know, if people who have like genuinely good talent skills could step up to the plate, that'd be good. But one issue is sprite art styles can kind of like, I mean, maybe you guys won't just because you're not me, but I can tell Tato sprites for mine just by art style, like just the way people do shading and stuff. Um, so I'm not against it being not 100% accurate, like it's fine, but it can't be too bad. But if people want to help me with Human Being 3, I'm completely down for it. I cannot pay you. What am I doing? Oh, you missed it for an hour. I'm sorry. The VOD'll probably still be up. What's that super giant long gun that the dude is holding? That is the WA 2000. Which, once you see the drop sprite, it's a lot easier to see. Rob, do you know about the trick about placing walls outside the grid without notepad? Do you place them as an item? Well, I guess that'd be notepad. Not really. Not that I would want to do that, because I feel like that would make the corners goof out. This is turning more linear than I want it to be. Oh, yeah, I heard some rumors Zinnerton working on a new game. I give them like 20 years till they tease it. They have teased it. You need to check out my old videos. Um, they have definitely teased the game, Sector X. Um, when it's coming, we don't know. We don't know. Will it ever come? Who knows? I do not know. I'm just sad that they stopped posting on Instagram, and I think I know whose fault it is, but I'm not gonna say anything about it right now. I think that's fine. I think having the fat navigating around, and then we can also have you on this other side. No, let's keep him here. Let's see how it goes. Let's do a test run real quick. GTA 6 and 1900 Colt will be fully developed before we get a Sector X trailer. It's taking them a while. I froze for a moment. I thought my game was crashing. Okay. It's mad at me because I changed the tiles up a bunch, even though it shouldn't be mad at me because I just removed them. But I think there's something going on with edges. Okay. Yeah, I like I like this is like you look down and you see them like being like, "Don't let him in." Um, and then you just come in from this way. I think I'm gonna put a door there so they don't rush you before you push in. 'Cause he sees you a little early, and then I don't want you baiting there. Oh, he's too far in. Yeah, move him a little bit. I like the spacing better. It's a bit up to more modern spacing standards. Y'all need to learn how to hold shift. I wish camera had gun executions. I'd say make another doorway path room that goes to the projector room. Like, to exit from it. I don't want it too port. It could honestly. Because it's an art room, it's supposed to be very big and open. We could have something like this. Like, this one floor, this one area is like super open, but then we have like a thicker thing here. And this can be replaced with an actual cool object in the future. Maybe some of that modern art. A little bit of that modern art. Did you know that you can make shift permanent by opening the Steam overlay, then going back to the game with escape? Like a setting? Oh, I'm in editor view, so I can work right now. Banana taped on a wall sprite? We could do that. There's nothing stopping us. Is that if people get mad at me when I have memes that age, like Harambe, but I think that's subtle enough. We can totally do that. I'm gonna grab some water, guys. I'll be right back. The Arma urinal. Rather not give that guy any props. What is my delay? Oh, this is just delayed. Okay. Oh, did you guys hear my shoulder pop? Old memes are funny though. kind of ping pongs back and forth. But like, do you guys remember when Doge got resurrected? Because like he's dead again now. But like there was that's the first meme that I can remember that got like re-erected like post ironic where initially it was like this haha wholesome meme thing. No, he got arrested a third time, I guess, with Dogecoin. Um, but that's like with a third unfunny Elon Musk sect. But initially it was just like the wholesome dodge, like such wow. Maybe like 5 to 7 years go by, people brought back him as like this edgy character. And then now it's gone. Again, we have different reaction images in that dog. Um, but then Dogecoin is now like a thing. And now he's just I guess he's just a symbol for NFTs now. Just the worst fate you could. Yeah, he also died. I think when he died, people used him less. Have Zoomers even made any major art pieces yet? Um, I mean, I don't follow the art world. I'm sure there's talented Zoomers. As for like big cultural impact, I mean, the entire embodiment of the internet is pretty much run by Zoomers now. Um, I'm like one of the oldest Zoomers though, right? Because Zoomers started in '95. Like if you Google it, it's like let's see here. What age does Zoomers start? Okay, well, according according to this, around 97, which is me. So I'm like the earliest Zoomer. I'm like the latest millennial, earliest Zoomer. Like I could go into either category depending on my personality. I think I fit with the Zoomers better because I'm stunted developmentally. um, but yeah. So pushing 30, they should start making stuff, but not yet. 95 to 2012. Okay, I fit into that pretty much. Yeah, Skibbity Toilet is Gen Alpha. Fun fact though is that very rarely the culture that the art that symbolizes a generation is made by that generation, right? Because like it's older people making the art. Like all the stuff that millennials connect with was created by Gen Xers. So like I don't know how old the Skibbity Toilet guy was, but he wasn't Gen Alpha. Idiot Box was our Skibbity Toilet. Yeah, yeah, very wild to see Gmod take off like that. Rage comics being revived led to like half of cringe YouTube shorts to go at once. Yeah, but yeah, like I feel like I was making a point about Doge being bringing come back in like a post-ironic sense. Like it was part of the humor was that you were using Doge, which is a dead as hell meme, and I think that opened the floodgate to bring back dead memes. Like Trollface made a bit of a comeback, although we have the Soy Jacks now, which are just Rage comics reborn. I like them more. I like the Soy's Jack's art style more. It's funnier. It's more expressive. Like in a realistic sense. I think that's where the Gen Z humor comes in to play is that you really bring an extra layer of like reality on top of being surreal. Like reality in terms of like it's taboo breaching too real. I don't have any good examples for this, but this is my game theory about it. Jacket and Payday 3? You know, player counts are down. They don't have a lot of options. It's either Jacket or H3H3, guys. I was subscribed to the guy who made Skibbity Toilet before he made it for like 5 years. Nice. Early fan. Hipster there. Look out. Alright. This floor needs another. This room needs another enemy. Maybe. I'm really not worried about the difficulty on this floor. I just want it to flow well. Part of this, even almost narratively. Oops, go away. Almost narratively, Hammer's supposed to destroy these guys pretty easily. You don't like the center column room, way too cramped. But it's open on all the doors, so it might not feel too bad. I feel like hours of making sure I don't like gun bait on accident like is being ruined right now. Uh-oh. There's a broken patrol. Definitely more people are funneling into this kill zone right now than used to. Okay, oh, obviously this one. Look at that. I'm gonna close you off. Then we're gonna have one walled. Yeah, you think I'd be better at opening those? We suffer together. Like that, a little further away. What are you? Oh, you're probably. Oh, that's why he's going up. Is he supposed to be in that previous? Okay, that's better. I'm not filtering 400 dudes. Yes. Okay, this is how I want it to play. I'm moving. I'm reacting. Enemies aren't too stacked up. How did you get shot? How did he get shot? I should probably put windows here. Hello. Could you show the weapon tab? I want to see most of them. It's not up accurate. But I could. Let me clear this. Me dying is a good sign though. It's not too piss easy. Oh, they play Little Cavalier. Boom. Okay. I'm liking this. Like, obviously, you could cheese this really easy with baiting if you were bad. But the first level would probably have filtered you by now because it's an Evan level. It's an Evan level that's really not easy to trigger his thing either. His rage mode, I mean. Okay, that dog, I'm gonna have to refigure out the pathing too. That dog might need to be pushed up so the player is forced to engage with them a bit sooner. Ah. Okay. Okay. That's not bad. I was worried that like I disturbed a like carefully set house of cards there because it was playing poorly, but I think we solved that pretty fast. See what happens if I put the dog here. He would have to go through all of this before getting stuck here. But he would eventually get. The issue with dogs is if the player misses them, they can easily work their way to the other end of the map that you've already cleared, and you could be standing here being like, "Where's the last guy?" And it's a dog, and then as you're looking for the last guy, he comes out of nowhere and gets you. We've all been there. And you can say skill issue, but I would like to design around that. Um, you could also just make them like do something funny, like circle here. I think that's probably. I think I have to set it like this way for him to follow properly. And then enemy density could be improved a bit here. I love this guy just enjoying the art. It's ignoring all the shit, just enjoying the art. Probably just have another pressure unit. Yeah, that could be good. Rearrange my penis statues a little bit. I think he won't go into the other room. So just recenter you. Panther model is cool. It's literally the Panthers from Hotline 1. But I like them. I used them in literally the same mod from Hotline 2. I took it from the editor from a long ago. Or not from the editor, from the wiki from ages ago. Literally ages at this point. Nearly 10 years ago I found that mod. I would say it's kind of piss easy to get S rank to the Evan dude to the double execution bug. Yep. And that can't get really fixed. Unless you score your campaign around that, which I won't. I'm not really worried about scoring, to be honest. And that's about broken patrol. Do 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 do. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That shouldn't be like that. Let's watch this one. Big fan here. Can't believe I'm finally catching up live. Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Watching me basically play the same floor over and over again. But it's for a good reason. I'm very particular. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Okay. I gotta fix this patrol before I do anything. Honestly, I don't think this room needed to be extended in size. If I come up with a good reason for it, like I need a Sprite, we'll do it. But other than that, we're gonna keep the same size as it used to be. Honestly, I remember watching some of your other streams thinking I was late and knowing that was pretty much exactly 5 years. Yeah, Dude, time keeps going by fast. Dude, I had a girlfriend all of 2024. That shit went by quick. And it just goes faster. Just goes faster. Like I remember as like a small child at restaurants, waiting between ordering your food and getting your food was like a millennium. It took so long. And now like holidays are just whizzing past me. Like like an hour long class in high school, like I had like Spanish and it was the most boring thing ever. And that hour was longer than all of 2024 in my brain. It just felt so long. There's a lot of, there's, this is a very well documented phenomena, right? That as you get older, time goes by faster. And it's like, it's going by so fast. And I'm 27. But by the time I'm 50, I'm going to blink and be 75. Like, I don't think time can go by any faster, can it? Can it? Um, and here I am. I got to make a campaign about beans because I started it. And if I don't finish it, I will regret it on my deathbed. I don't want to be one of the million freaking mods that cancel. I want it to release. Should have come. This shit should have come out in 2018. Obviously, it's going to be better than the 2018 version, but it should have come out in 2018. And I should have moved on from there, making other cool stuff. But no, I had to make my bean campaign perfect. It had to be the funniest, most well-made bean campaign. And here we still are, remaking floors. Okay, I'm happy with the level design. I'm not gonna overthink it. I feel like we could have like a little bit more at the end there, but yeah, it's fine. It's a very big floor. Okay. Now my least favorite part. And also, by the way, this went really quickly. Typically, making a floor, like level design wise, even though it's one of the faster aspects, because I'm bad at art, but I'm good at level design, um, like I'll take an hour and a half to be happy with the floor. Obviously, it's not from scratch either. It's mostly the same. Salmon, the fitch or order meaning? You mean fish? Order. I'm not sure what you're talking about. My last name is like the fish. It's apparently pretty common in Ireland when you if you Google salmon as a last surname. Even though I'm mostly Italian, but that's how Americans are, aren't they? Just a big old mix of European. I'm playing this too fast. I wonder if I could line up the double barrel so I could take out both those guys in one blast. And if I can't, I gotta fix it so I can, because that's a cool idea. Hmm. It's not spread enough. Okay, I'll look at it. Look at it on my phone, Kessel. Also, are you in the Human Being 3 channel? The like for Dev Castle, you could post it there. Okay, make a window with a wall. I'm surprised you're not in that. I'm sure there was a reason. You might have just not asked for it back in the day. Or you left the server and came back at some point and I never gave you the role. I'm trying to make this more vertical. The only reason I make so many Hotline Miami campaigns because I don't have the skills to bring these types of things to any other game or media. That is why I got started, dude. It's it's rather simple. It's one of the easiest baby starting points, I feel like. Um, like I think the next step would be Doom because it's still pixels because you don't have to learn a 3D model. You just need a Photoshop and or a Photoshop alternative. I'm disappointed I can't get the spread to be that did both of them. I don't know how it would stagger them. Maybe closer together and like, but he like ate all of them. Probably just too close. Oh. Source mods is another good starting point. Like a lot of professional people got started that way. I think the Proteus level designer Vivi, Jason, I'm blanking on his last name, but I know he started out. And Danny's done some source modding, so he kind of learned how to program really. These guys might be blind and deaf. I suppose the positioning of the idols doesn't really matter until I make the new sprite for them. Sweet. All right. Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted it to flow the same way. Just wanted it to be more spacious. Mostly redoing this because I want the art to be better. Because you wanted a glass wall here, but that would make the tactical position here way more powerful and prevent players from wanting to go into this room because you can't see it here. And then they would. I think it's better that you come in here and then rotating that. Maybe not the worst idea. Combining these two, it would just make less enemies, I think. Or you'd have the segmented patrol. I don't know. I don't know. This is so old that I've not notepadded this to not have the shadow, even though it's supposed to be. Is also, does it use a? Yeah, it uses a fade, Uh, and it's just like a scaled down moon. Look at that. It's just a scaled down moon. I like the font though. I'm pretty happy with how this plays. There's room for tweaks. Like I don't know if I want this to be so long. If I move this vertically and take out these walls. Any of you use the WAD editor? Yeah, you'll see some use of it once we get to the sprites. It was shrunk down Apple, man. What was 2017 Rob thinking? He was thinking he needed to be more efficient. And he wasn't good enough. I was like, why do the sprite? Just shrink it down. It's close enough. He was lazy. Is that the one where you can edit the meta files? Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at it now. It's very useful. It's got some drawbacks, which I'll try to explain, but it's pretty useful in general. Human Being 4 is gonna come when Rob as like Grand. Yeah, no Human Being 4. My brain coming up with stories I thought of like of stuff, but the stuff is not good, but no, no Human Being 4. I have other ideas. I want to do other stuff. I want to do other stuff. I have some good ideas, I think. Maybe some bad ideas that I want to do. Maybe I'll do some bad ideas. Human Being 2 was planned. It was an unplanned campaign. No, Human Being 2 was I mean, Human Being 2 came up of me just having so many silly ideas, and doing it as a sequel to the first game was a good vessel for all those goofy ideas. You got an idea. The Naked Evan mod. Yeah? Yeah, you want to be naked? We got Pardo. Might as well have Evan. Should his schlong be the same size? You've only ever used WAD Explorer. So we've got this. This is WAD Editor. This is WAD Explorer, yeah. This is cool. We'll go through this at some point. But we need sprites first to do that. The WAD editor is too new for me and I haven't bothered to learn it yet. It's a little confusing. It took a bunch of trial and error testing on just like shitpost maps to like figure out what it can and can't do. Smaller. What is the delay on chat? You guys, yeah, so type the word Pardo. It's 10:09 right now. When you tell me to type Pardo, then I'll know the delay. Still waiting for Carl Payne 3, which has probably been canned for about 4 years now. You're the last to know it. I didn't know it was a thing at all. I know. I would love another Puzzle Box campaign. I would love another one. His writing is so freaking funny. Okay, so it's still 10:09. Oh, just click the 10:10. I would say there's probably a 30 to 45 second delay. There you go. That's how I cheat chat interaction. Then it puzzle moved on. Yeah, I mean, he's not been that active in a long time, so probably. Most people have. Can't blame him. Can't be making campaigns for this forever, can you? There's the Carl Payne 3. There was. I should go back and replay some of those. His writing is absolutely hysterical. We also need to double check on how that dog ended up. If that dog turned out okay or not. Yeah, he's still on Bincourt. He just chimes in every once in a while. He's Finnish, so he might have actually had military service or something. Because I know they have compulsory service. Magnum had that. Oh, give me the double barrel. And it triggered him. Okay. Kill me. I like that if you stand in this room right here and you try to shoot all the guys from the barricade room, you're gonna bait on accident the other guy to come in behind you and shoot you in the butt. Dynamic floors. Him pushing you right there though, I don't really like. Ah. Okay, he does circle it. That's all I wanted to test. I don't know if he adds anything to this floor, but he's there. I can't really stay for the stream, but looking forward to Human Being 3 and 1900 Cult. Hope you don't. Thank you, DC. Dicey. Appreciate it, dude. Naked Core was fire, but honestly, I didn't really enjoy Naked Ashmon. Yeah, I think he's from Finland. You deleted your Discord since June. Okay, Discord. Thank God I'm not the only military guy. His yeah, that was my big thing with Puzzle Box. Is at some point it was like, all right, dude, you're clearly phoning in the floors because you really want to write funny stories. Like write someone else's campaign who is like more passionate about level design. The only issue with that is it takes forever to do level design, so he's probably not wrong. But it did feel like it was like, okay, I have to get through this to get to the funny story because the levels themselves weren't that exciting. I made a music mod for one of his. I don't know if there's more than one, but for the Shrek campaign, I made the music mod because he just didn't want to do anything extra. He just wanted to make vanilla Sprite campaigns, take take other people's like open use mods, and then use those to write his stories, which is fine. Like that was really funny. I don't think he had any desire to go any further than that. Um, he had a bit. He did a bit of sprites. But some of those floors were definitely like it's there because it's a hotline mod and it's supposed to have it, and it was like it's almost to the point where it's like you should just write a book or something because you're just so freaking funny. But some of his stuff was good. It just wasn't like challenging. A lot of his stuff was good. There's probably the best written comedy camp. They're definitely the best comedy written campaigns. Okay, I like this. It's less cramped, but it retains my old layout pretty well. And so now let's brainstorm tiles, guys. Oh, you know what I forgot is I was gonna put like a thing on the screen being like, if you give me super chats, you get to get a Sprite. You get a Sprite. Probably just put in the description. Do people read those? I applaud Puzzle Box for predicting Skibbity Toilet with that one campaign. Oh yeah, is there a dude's head in a toilet? There's Pardo with his hand stuck to the sink. That's so funny. Why does he have to give TKC run for its money for comedic writing? Oh yeah, not in the way they wanted. A modded in henchman vomiting out his gun is the silencer intro. That's funny. Yeah. So the silencer intro, little little fun fact. If you animate that sprite in the cutscene editor, it checkpoints, and your character actually pulls the gun out for real. It's like the only way to use the cutscene editor to give the character a gun. I don't remember where it's said. It might be in Yas's guides. Jane Alpha's got to take the puzzle box mantle and make the toilet campaign. There's toilet campaigns. I know there's toilet campaigns. They out there. Just deleted that sprite because it was reused. All right. LBF made a faction of Skibbity. Not shocking. If there's one thing the Hotline Miami community likes, it's its memes. Where even is the black line tile? There it is. You're amazed that this community has better modding tools? Yeah, it's crazy that people who know how to program joined the community and actually made cool tools. It's very fun. My Half-Life campaign is sort of Skibbity Toilet related because if you really think about it, Half-Life 2, there's no Skibbity Toilet. Perchance. I'm curious how many Gen Alpha people would reverse engineer Skibbity Toilet and end up finding Half-Life 2. I'm not expecting that many, but there's probably some, right? Maybe some of the older ones. Because I got interested in video games that came out before my time, you know, based off stuff. Like when I played Max Payne 3, which came out when I was like 15, and it made me go back to Max Payne 1 and 2, which are really old games. Even back then, they're pretty old and dated to my 15-year-old brain. So, the nerds of the generation will probably come out and Okay, before I do tiles, I've never seen anything Skibbity Toilet related, like the actual content. Like, I think the most I've actually watched of real Skibbity Toilet was when I saw that clip of Skibbity Toilet being played in the Russian parliament. Or it's like the head in the toilet and then like a bunch of like soldiers going down a street or something, but they're all toilets. Before I played Max Payne, I thought he was called that because he went through Max. I mean, he did. That's the whole point. Is that like is in pain. It's a double entendre. He lost his wife and kids. Now he's being shot. My favorite thing is when in the third game he's like, been shot more times than I remember, but this one was different because he got like shot with a cutscene bullet. And it's like I love that they acknowledge the fact that Max has been shot countless times through these levels, and he just painkillers his way through them. Skibbity Toilet is just a metaphor for real life, isn't it? Sometimes life puts your head in the toilet and swirlies you, right? It really beats you the fuck up. Okay, what was I talking about? So I wanted better lighting on the paintings, modern art sculptures, Greek statues. Yeah, like the shatterable glass things. It was like art, maybe installation. This is probably a I mean not probably. This is definitely a bitch and a half to Sprite though, so probably not. So the problem with a top-down art museum is that all the stuff's on the walls, but you can have cool sculptures. I was thinking of doing like lighting fixtures that you can kind of see. Make the paintings 2.5D or something. Yeah, yeah. I was thinking of making it isometric a bit. Kind of depends on what I can pull off, but it wouldn't be more than a few pixels tall, anyways. Okay, I like this clean aesthetic, but the real trick for Hotline Miami art design is that typically in the real world, the floor is pretty boring and the walls are interesting, but you can't show the walls, so you need to transfer the spirit of the walls into the floor, make the floor more detailed and interesting. The hell is that? I am not a modern art enjoyer. Like I look at something like that, my eyes go right past it. Like, I think it's interesting as a video game setting. Just very. Yeah, no, I agree having it forward a little extra because honestly, so when I say isometric, I mean like there's a little bit of the sides. Like if you look at the cars in Hotline Miami, I think that's probably your best example, is that like you can see the grill and the trunk. Like it's a little squished, so you can see the side edge details more on a lot of this stuff. Like you shouldn't be able to see the license plate on this thing, but you can. And so that's what I'm talking about. Give it a couple extra pixels of depth so you can kind of tell what it is a little bit better. Plus, and it they a lot of art um like when I went to the Louvre in France, a lot of the art was like this is a dumb way to do it, but like if this was the wall and this was the floor, the art piece was like that. Maybe a little bit less because you're so small if you're gonna look up to be able to see like this way. But then if I do that from Hotline Miami's perspective, it's just gonna be like the back of the painting. So then what if we did it like that instead, and it's facing the wrong direction? And if you don't think about it, it looks better because Hotline Miami is very abstract. Hotline's art is always bizarre, and I like it for that. I love those weird faces. I like these little square things with statues. I think we could do something like that. Like in like a little bit says so. Where do we want something cool? I think if we're gonna have like a floor with a bunch of shatterables. Also, when I say shatterables, the little janky. Where are you? I think it's called mirror actually. I think it's cool to figure out ways to make things tellable from top-down view, like what you just mentioned. Yeah, like there's definitely an art to that. So this is like the only destructible object in the game, and you can give other items that behavior, and they shatter in the same shape, unfortunately. And like this, it's this color no matter what. But I think you could do something cool with this. They have some weird properties though, like with how enemies can walk through and see it. I'm curious, what if I gave like a random object the glass Sprite? All right, hold on. I don't know if I'm about to show off. Right, go away. Oh, this is a spoiler. Okay. All right, we'll just make a new floor. name it 00000. The other issue with those glass walls is they the other issue with those glass walls is that you can't destroy them with melee, but if you do try to hit with melee, it'll make the break noise, and then you can't destroy it with a gun. If you fiddle around more with parenting and WAD editor, you could probably come up with some wacky properties. Oh yeah, you were doing some serious science with that stuff. Um, my big concern is I do want people to be able to play it without manual mods. So like without like too much disruption, but you could find something. My favorite thing that Danny's added in 1900 Cult is a pretty modular system for destructibles. And I've been dying to create it in Hotline Miami too. Okay. So what were we doing? We are going to go to guides, favorited. Oh, by the way, someone figured out the custom font thing, so special and unused walls. I think this will just crash it, but we can try. But I don't know if I've ever done this before. Does he not tell me what they It's not telling me a glass window. Yeah, because all these windows are the unbreakable ones. Alrighty. Don't think it's that. Yeah, if you go deep with the Watt editor manual mods become a requirement, that's the cost. Yeah, I mean, if it's for destructibles, if it doesn't crash if you don't use it, I mean, it could just be like, okay, yeah, they won't destroy if you shoot them. Like, that would be fine. I love ad. You don't have an ad blocker? I'm sorry. Thanks for the ad rev, though. Can you click on them? No, I can't say that, I don't think. Um, yeah, just use an ad blocker. It's cool, but you Black Origin. Although once I got a job, like a 9 to 5, I was like, I'm done being poor, trying to. I'm just buying YouTube Premium, and I pay for YouTube Premium. Yep, and it's a little expensive. It's pretty cheap if you buy it like in by the full year, and like I know I'm gonna use YouTube throughout the whole year, so I just I just bought a year of YouTube Premium, and I'll just keep doing that because I listen to YouTube videos in the car and stuff, and I was scared I was gonna like eventually die trying to skip a stupid like ad on YouTube while driving. Yeah, I'm a Chrome normie. I should probably change, but Okay. So this is an independent window. Oh, I don't have to do. I don't actually have to do that on this. Control P won't crash this, but whatever. Oh, whoa, that's weird. Okay. It's because I turned it. Okay, let's see what happens when I just give you the behavior. 682. Yeah, see, it doesn't get rid of this. I wonder if it changes the frame. That could be cool, right? What's got multiple frames? You, sir, you definitely do. Mm, What was it? 682? Neat. I mean, it still only works for like glass stuff, but that's about as close to a destructible as you're gonna get. What happens if I like? I can't punch because there's no enemies. So it's gonna be a little weird with this. Hmm. I don't hate it. You could definitely do something with like the glass and the paintings. Of course, they're also solid too, right? Wonder how enemies behave. Let's do idle pipe. Hard to tell. I don't know why I never tested window as an object before. I might have, and it didn't change frame, and then I just wrote it off. Okay, well, it definitely shoots you through it, and it'll go one way or the other. So it won't be perfect here, right? Um, Painting glass. Yes, I have. It's pretty neat. We'll probably use it at some point. But it's also like The stuff that it does, I've like gotten used to just not needing. um, for the most part. I did for another level adjust some small things. I'm just a editor boomer, but I would encourage people to learn how to use it. I might make a video on it or something. I say this, but I haven't uploaded a real video in ages. But oh yeah, it's not gonna work because it's probably not gonna work because it's only got one frame, right? Not that I can't give it more frames though. You forgot how I forgot how you did those old car windows. That was, and I guess maybe you tabbed out because I did pull that up. That was this, and this also works, but it annoyed me that um I don't think enemies can see through it for one. So like you're less likely to have like yeah, see like but then if you so I shatter it and if I don't know if you heard the noise, but now it won't break. And then it breaks in this pattern, which is another reason I didn't like it. The glass behavior, they're about the same. They are about the same. Let's see here. Okay, they can't see through it. So the only issue is it's a bit of a does that. Also, I guess the difference is these just despawn and replace with broken. This changes frame, which is cool. Both are solid, which is fine. I would like this to be walked over though, in the perfect world. So it's still something we could think about. I like messes. That's literally what brought me to Hotline Miami 1 was seeing the like mess caused by the like all over the floor, like all the blood and the guts and the bullet casings and the debris from the walls. Like I thought that was all really cool how it doesn't go away, so you could see the carnage as you go back to the car. That was the most genius part of it to me. And then they have like the droning music and it's supposed to be disturbing. I'm completely desensitized to it now though, dude. But this is cool. Is there a Hotline Miami editor Discord? Or is the human brain one the only one? Is anyone to join either? So, I just post a join link in chat for workshop labs. I think nowadays there is a couple like you have to prove that you're not a bot and stuff, but it's not too hard to join. The Bean Cord one has never been open to the public. It's just for me and like my close buddies, and I haven't let anyone in ages. And it's become too personal of a Discord to open up to the world. Okay, so that was some fun science. We learned some stuff. What we doing beaning around? What we doing beaning around? Just a couple of goofy bean boys. Beaning around. Yeah, I do kind of you're not the first person to ask because I'll be talking be like talk about Bean Cord because a lot of Bean Cordians are in chat. I make the mods and stuff. Um, yeah, but yeah, like basically like I guess 2017 the community was mostly small knit group of people, and there was a public one, right? But then like we had like the smaller ones of like the people you liked. And Bean Court, I brought in like every major player that I invited like every major like creator, and the people who joined became like the Bean Cordians, and then the people who left went on to do their own thing, which is fine. Um, and then when I saw promising new people for a bit, I invited them, but eventually the server became too personal to let new people in. That like it became too close knit. So it's not really me trying to gatekeep or like keep people out of a community. Plus, the workshop labs opened up, and that was just a great place for people to go to. For the most part, there's some people I don't really like in there. Um, but like for a while, my server was pretty good for development, for getting feedback, but not so much anymore. Okay. Anyways, all right. You were top recruiter in the day. You know what? Your campaign that got in was just that level with like they threw it was like Evan was like in a warehouse or something and they're like, "All right, the war is over. We just need you to disarm all of these guns." And then you just sit there over a pile of like 400 placed assault rifles disarming them all. And I was like, "That's funny. That's creative." And then I invited you. I don't know, like I think with Zaya and all that, and then like throughout COVID, as everyone got radicalized and like angry at the world, I don't think there's too many chats that would just end my career. Too many edgy jokes. Um, so I've thought of opening a Bean Court public one. I might like it depends on how popular this gets. Like if like I'm happy with 24 people, that's awesome. I'm amazed 24. That's like a whole classroom of people watching me right now. But yeah, I could see us doing that at some point, opening up a public one. But it just seems a little redundant when I have my own channel. And Workshop Labs. Problem with Workshop Labs is there's unsavory people, and I think there's very critical people in the chats that are meant for help. Not that Beancore didn't have this problem, but people will join the server being like, "Oh boy, guys, I can't wait to do my level," and they're like, "What do you think of this, guys?" And they're like, they art critic it too harshly, and then they kind of people lose interest. And the art critics are a lot of times people not actually working on their own thing anyways, because it's really easy to shit on stuff, and I am completely guilty of this. Completely guilty of this. But I don't know. I don't feel like it. I feel like there's just too much like people going, oh, I think you should change this or oh, I think you should change that, and it gets too overwhelming, especially for new people because in like that level of like minor like obviously you shouldn't be uh, against criticism, but like it also like people dictating every teeny little decision that doesn't matter. Like people like when I was posting sprites on my channel, people were like, "Oh, I don't really like the shine on the windows," and it's like that's fair. I could do better, but it's also like it doesn't. People aren't really going to pay attention to that closely. And if every little detail I redid to make better, it would eventually be a better sprite, yes. But it also wouldn't come out ever. So I don't know where I'm going with this rant, but I feel like that was the issue. Is that like people would release Baby's first mod and have it critiqued to death. I made that level specifically to get myself on the map before. Oh yeah, you did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I just saw you and I was like, that's some talent right there. Get him in here. Um, Funny Bean server was perceived by me as a top secret creator warehouse back then. It kind of was like where people were more comfortable showing their projects there because it was only the OG developers. And it was like I think like the attitude was like we're all the old guard and we're not going to leak it to other people because we all kind of respected each other. Mr. Salmon or Mr. Rob for teacher name? It would be Mr. Salmon. You can name the specific alphabet, boy, Rob. The specific. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, one should not receive the prize title of critic until they release 3 single levels or a multi-level campaign. Yeah, like, and some had, but like there was a period where like I was a pizza delivery guy, and like the only sort of like validation I got was through Hotline Miami, and I got it in my head that I was like the best fucking Hotline Miami creator ever, and so I was very critical of other people's campaigns because I knew I was working on the best one ever, Human Being 3, and it made me more critical than I should have been for people's just fun hobby stuff. And the intention was not me to down their campaigns for them to give up. I genuinely was like super passionate about pushing the campaigns to be better, but I pushed it too far. I didn't realize that people wouldn't have the same like people. I didn't realize that people would not take my word. Like how do I want to say this? I thought my word was so amazing and so smart that people would automatically just do what I suggested for them, and it would make their campaign better instead of being like, "Ah, fuck this. This is dumb. I'm not gonna work it. I'm not gonna do this. Fuck the community. I can't do anything that people like." Alphabet as his nickname style. I can. Uh, I'll just name drop him right here. LBF. Are you talking about LBF Sabins? I always struggled with making cool stuff here because I wanted to make a thing perfect, but now I just yeah, that's kind of how I am. Is I got Human Being 3 in my head too much. I was like, it's got to be perfect, and I completely lost the perspective that it's called Human Being 3 and it's about beans. It's stupid. Um, so it's like working under an admin at a job where they never work 9 to 5 in their lives. They create the others. Yeah. Like, it's also true that like you don't need to be a chef to critique the food, right? But there's an air about it, right? I think like because like people would be good at listening to criticism, and they would go back and like redo the handle on the gun 4 million times, or like redo the face sprite 4 bazillion times to try to get it right. And it's like they finally have the perfect face sprite. Amazing. They do not have the energy to finish the campaign now. I always start making campaigns, and yeah, it takes a level of dedication and focus that's really difficult. Like one of the hardest parts of making hobby mod campaign stuff is the focus more than anything else because it's unpaid. You're not beholden to anyone else really. If I hadn't announced Human Being 3 and paraded it around as much, I probably wouldn't have done it. I feel beholden to people, even though, I don't think most people care now, right? But now it's like, if I can finish Human Being 3, I prove I can do, like, a big project. And, yeah, Then my next goal will be to make a big project relatively quickly. Not not like throughout the best years of my life. Yeah, once I get to the playtester part of my can, I do worry that I'll be asked to change 100 things to the point that it's almost completely changed. Yeah, there's always a balance of listening to criticism and taking what works and what doesn't work. I think definitely for passion projects, you should not worry too hard about taking every little thing, but do before you dismiss it, do try to put yourself in that person's shoes. I think game design is more important to be communally accepted over than art because art's more subjective. But if a lot of people are telling you the level plays poorly, it probably does. But if people are like, "Oh, I don't like this carpet color. You should change the carpet color." It's like maybe, maybe you pointed out something I overlooked. But if I really like that carpet color, I'm gonna keep that carpet color. You lost interest in Human 3 a long time ago. Since you came back here, I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. It's like I didn't expect people to be hanging on the edge of their seats for this long. I had to be locked in to make a good night. Yeah. Welcome back, Gunzo. Yeah, if you can't watch people stream it, watch it record it. It's very interesting to watch playtesters. You realize how dumb the average gamer is. And when I say that, I don't mean like they're actually dumb. It's just like human beings think very differently than each other. And so things that might be obvious to you are not so clear. Hi, everyone else. Hotline Miami is pretty easy because it's just kill all the people on the screen, move on. So it's not really getting soft locked unless you've made a poorly choreographed cutscene. But definitely there's a lot of like, oh, well, you didn't play it the right way, so that's why you thought the level was bad. Rain Poor Winasire, is he still working on that? Hey Rob, are you worried about people overly optimizing level design? Like how important is it for levels to be a full combo? Um, People like the full combo for sure. Um, but I wouldn't like worry too hard about it because one, like if you make it too easy, people will get it on the first try and then you kind of hurt the replayability. I would say just make the level feel good to play and people will figure it out. But if you can't full combo your level, you'll probably need to, make the transitions is usually the issue, right? Um, I don't really worry about score for any of my stuff. I don't even know if I set scores for my older campaigns. I definitely didn't do it like scientifically where I like calculated how many enemies were on there and like what the combo would be. Like you don't want to if you make the like S rank demand a full combo, um you get these goofy scores when you don't full combo it. Like if like because of the way the multiplication works is like if you say like you only get an S rank if you full combo the full level. If you get if you combo the level in two combos, like you like one half the other half, you get like an F still. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure how what you mean by optimization specifically, but like typically you should try to aim for it to be full comboed. But if you have some sort of interesting artistic aspect of it that prevents a full combo, that's fine. Like you know how in Ambush Beard walk like you clear the floor and then you walk through the woods a bit on a different floor and then you're to the next combat floor. You can't carry the combo through that. Um, People have like figured out like ways to like perfectly optimize the path to do it, but that was never Denaton's intention. They just didn't care. So it's like made the they they did the scoring intending that you full combo the floor but not the whole level, then walk, drop it. So if you have stuff like that, it's fine, you know. Um, I also wouldn't design your level to only be full comboed, as in like it's not fun otherwise. Because you can, like, a lot of people will design their floors and be like, oh well, it's fun if you full combo it. It's like, well, people don't always want to do that. Um, like, and I mean by that, like, you force the player to, like, the player has to intentionally take risks to have fun. Otherwise, you can just bait everything, right? Okay, we've been talking too much. The thing I wanted to do was figure out which area goes where. Atlanta is very much against the forced full combo mentality. What do you mean by forced full combo? Like, people? Are you just meaning like you have to be able to full combo the level, or it's a bad level? Like if I can't carry the full combo to the next floor, I'm angry. Because like if you want to put a cutscene at the end of the floor, that's fine. I don't really care. So I think like the speedrunning community and the community that likes like there's a couple YouTubers that like to do full combo stuff, and they like that number being huge. And so if you break it up, it's not as big, and so you know players are gonna want different stuff, but you're gonna have to just do what you think is best and what you um like what your plan for the level is. What do you want out of it? Okay. Yeah, just notice that this is probably causing him to rotate right here. Okay, so let's turn off the grid. Take a nice screenshot. You can go over here. You can come here. So I should save this. Copy that. I need to post that in my channel. Adding useless enemies to get the full combos is what they mean. Yeah. I don't think that's the end of the world. Just to like you get your cheeky idol near the exit. Like if you want an easier full combo, right? But obviously it would be better if the enemies were all integrated into the actual fight and you could extend the combo. But I'm 100% guilty, and you'll see it in Human Being 3. You'll see some dude scratching his butt near the exit, and he's purely there to be a sacrificial lamb to extend the combo. I don't care. I think the worst sin you could ever make when doing a level is making it too damn linear, and enemy spamming in a lot of rooms. Yeah, you oh my goodness, you definitely don't want enemy spam. You want them spaced out pretty decently. But if you go back and play the Hotline Miami 2, they kind of do bunch up. Sometimes there's 40 dudes on you. There are 4 or 5 at least, all kind of crammed together. But I always felt like Diniton did it in a way that they weren't all stacked on each other where you could kill them with one melee weapon. They are each their own threat, and like 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 the Quarry floor in Death Wish. Like if you roll through that one spot, like there's a ton of enemies on you, but they all have their own purpose. As for linear, I think it just depends. I don't want to put hard and fast rules that you need to have a very porous level or a linear level. Both can be good based off the challenge that you want to make it. Um, like if you want the player to have lots of options to go through the different rooms, that's fine. But if you have well-designed engagements that need the player to go through one door, that's also fine. Um, but don't make it boring and linear. The fun thing about making it more porous and having a bunch of different like entrances, is that the player can make their own decisions a bit. They have more choices, right? And they have more ways threats can come. First blood when the guy at the door spawns in the double barrel. Yeah, very. I love that level, but that is weird. That is. Oh, they should have just given him a normal, like a single weapon, not something random, or taken the 5 seconds it probably takes to code an enemy idol that doesn't have the chance to spawn a double barrel. Loved it though. So yeah, this is. I wanted to have both on the same screen, but I guess we're gonna have to. So lighting fixtures on paintings. Where do we want that versus the Greek statues versus the glass sculptures? So I think we open up. I think we open up with um just normal paintings in this room. We'll have the normal stuff. I like this as like a viewing room. I think this floor, this area could have a statue. This could be a statue. Yeah, statues in larger rooms, painting in smaller rooms, or just in the world. Well, yeah, like just the frame is totally fine. I kind of want to do like a Greek statue here, maybe like right here. We could do something cool with that. What's up, Randy? Randy? Hmm. Oh, what's up, Gold? Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the support. Happy to see I'm back at it. I am back in the saddle. I appreciate it, dude. It's nice to see people that I recognize from years ago tune in. It's very cool. The real OGs. And I know Gold's not the only one. I recognize Gunzo, Sabins, Castle Hearth, of course. I recognize a lot of you guys. It's very neat. Okay, so this probably should be a Greek statue because Like this is something I learned with the destructibles in 1900 Cult is that if you take a lot of time to make a really cool destructible and then put it in a spot that has like nearly zero chance to be shot unless the player just later chooses to shoot it for no reason, um, it's kind of a waste of time. So you want to put destructibles in areas that are in the like danger zone to be actually shot. So here, and I think that would be another good spot. Ay, ay, ay. I was thinking of something really ambitious that's really stupid. I went to Vegas and they had this like LCD art installation where the walls were gigantic like LCDs. Um, yeah, so that, and then we can have like cool blown glass in this one. I like I like that this is a viewing room. I think that works for this. This is my first real stream I could attend, so it's awesome if you could actually interact with me. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, it's not the chat's not just spammed full of Pepes because it's a small stream. So yeah, we're just two fellas talking to each other. Think, hmm, dang it, Gleb cameo in Human Being 3. Hold on, hold on. I wonder if I can find it quick. I'm gonna give up in just a moment here. It's not Gleb though. Let's see here. Oh, I found the WAT 2000 sprite. That's that. Oh, here it is. This is my suited fox cameo that Jerry made for me ages ago. I don't even have it. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but it's very funny to me. We had this idea for like cameos long ago, where like everyone would be dead, and that was his. Just to give you an idea of how long we've been in, this is we are number one saxophone guy. Someone that I think Jerry made. This is Basic Bricks cameo for Los Muertos, which is a long dead campaign from a person who's left long ago. Oh, these are made by Brock, and he gave them to me. Yeah, I forgot. He gave these Civil War guy sprites to me when he saw I used his old ones. We definitely need to use these in the campaign at some point in the museum. So we're gonna do glass here. Statue. Could do another statue here. The rest is paintings. Let's put A for abstract. And then this is gonna be like a real, I don't know, we're gonna do something with this. Yeah, like see that? Rob, what is your philosophy on doors in Hotline Miami? Don't overdo it because you can cheat. Like it's just mostly a help for the player, other than killing your combo. Um, and like it just plays smoother without doors. And you know, like most doors, like do you have a door in every single door frame of your house? Maybe house is a bad example, but like don't overdo the doors because it bottles the enemies into the rooms too easily and makes it so the player gets to choose the timing of every engagement, which makes it easy. So you can choose when to go. But they're good for they're useful for blocking line of sight on a room that you still want the player to be able to enter. Hey Jerry, are you working right now, Jerry? Are you doing a night shift? Can we get an estimate of how many levels need remodeling? Um, like to the extent that we're doing this one, I'm not doing any others like this. The train level needs new tiles and some new sprites. That's probably going to be next. It's just really aged poorly as well, but not quite as bad. And then the Mexico levels need some sprites fixed because a lot of them were vanilla and then got overwritten. As well as I want to completely redo the sand to be like more in depth and cool and artsy and detailed and like pink and stuff. Haven't heard of Suited in ages. Holy moly, yeah. You're not showing the sprites. Oh, is it like overload? The screen has been frozen? For how long? Okay, hold on. Let's get display capture up on the top. So all of that you guys didn't see. Yeah, Tex-Mex's sand tiles, something like that. Okay, so Civil War dudes, um, Jerry's funny suited fox sprite. So I don't know where I'm gonna put him, but I gotta put him somewhere. It's so fucking funny to me. It just got that shotgun shoved all the way up his ass. Like Palo. Remember Palo? Probably don't. Basic brick. Here's basic bricks. Here's uh here's Jerry's cameo. One of them. Okay, yeah, it's because I had the display capture layered over it. You didn't make that? Are you sure? Maybe Jaden made that for me. The Civil War dude's melee holding positions are cool. Yeah, Brock is an absolute god tier sprite artist. Talking about this. God tier. It'd be fun to figure out what kind of, how to fit those though. Nostalgia Critic cameo? Maybe. This I'm seeing this floor pattern a lot in these museums, so maybe I should try to recreate that. Ew. That's just a 21st century woman statue. Boring. Bye bye, Jerry. Get rise and grind. Yeah, Cussing Edison. Wait, Los Muertos isn't canceled? Is he still around? That was legit. Last I heard of him was like 2018. Gotta start working on my campaign this week, getting that motivation boost. Yeah. Yeah. We're bringing it back and bringing everyone back to making their campaigns. I like the look of this. This is cool looking. So like that blue color should be transferred to the floor though, in some way, because you're not gonna get it through the walls. So I hope I saved this. Cause you guys probably couldn't see this either while I was drawing it up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Los Angeles. I haven't even heard. I don't even know if he's part of the community. If he is, he's not on any servers that I'm part of. He might be in like Atlan's. Interesting. There's no escape, is there? Some people are just lifers in this community. I didn't think he was there forever. That's crazy. What about Swampy? Okay, we've been talking too much. This floor is not cleaned. Swampy's are, that's crazy. I liked Swampy. Swampy did good stuff. I think Swampy was like one of the last ones to get in based on just merit alone to the Bean Court. I mean, Civil War camp mod would be so damn hype, even if none of the weapons are actually single shot muskets. Well, you could kind of do that with the WAD editor. You could extend the attack animation for so long, it would be like him reloading it. I feel like someone did a pirate campaign or did the sprites for a pirate campaign where the made the WAD editor so that it's a flintlock pistol. You can make a blunderbuss with the shotgun. Okay. Overthinking things. Overthinking things. We need to find sprite alternatives now. And I need to use the restroom. Hey, my first campaign was gonna do some sprites. It was gonna be a World War One campaign. There's a really good World War One campaign, or at least single level out there. I think it's a campaign that's on the workshop right now, and I need to stream it. It looks really good. They're also the same people who figured out the font editor. Yas is like a phoenix. He makes content, leaves, comes back again with new content and universes. Yeah, he's made like a couple comebacks. I'm glad he's still around. That sounds badass, to be honest. We need something set in the ocean. Plays a fish. What would you think of like an underwater FPS? Like a boomer shooter or something that's underwater. And like I know that like underwater levels are like sections in game. And in my my 3 hour stream, I didn't text my girlfriend once, and she's like, "Did you fall asleep?" It also doesn't help that I've run out of time on both my both snapshot and that. Thought of making it underwater. Okay, so yeah, so like I had like this idea for like an underwater FPS where like, cause like typically underwater sections suck, but it's because they weren't designed around swimming really. It was like a tacked on feature. But like if you had like a dash move and like a fast water movement and it didn't hamper your vision as bad, I think you could do something cool with like the verticality of fighting in water, right? If you design weapons and certain things specifically for the fight enemy types, because like typically you design your level campaign or you design your first person shooter to be on land, and then you have like one fish enemy in the water, and it's annoying. But if the whole thing was underwater, I mean, a huge annoyance of the water levels is just getting back up. But if you breathe underwater, you have like a lot more freedom of movement. It'd almost be like you're flying basically at that point. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. You have to get the controls down for ascending and descending. God Gives water section, bro. Yeah, it's they're like tacked on. Serious Sam's underwater sections. Um, yeah, I think so. I don't know. I feel like if you designed for it, you could remove a lot of the pain points that underwater sections have. You definitely have to increase the view distance, so but not too high. Like you'd want to, you could do stuff artistically to make it feel underwater with other than having just a blue filter over the screen. This is all just idea guy stuff because I can't make 30 video games. Struggling to make a 2D mod. Okay. Window list. I want this. Okay, so here's my question: is why is there two frames here and then the broken one? And what if you had the fourth frame? What would it turn into? I need to do some science for this. That would be sick. I don't know if gun range would really be really limited because it's underwater, or else. What are you thinking about that? Um, I would make it like you. I don't think it had. I think the big thing with underwater, quote unquote, was that the player can just swim up or down, and enemies can be above and below them. So like, artistically, you could make the weapons some sci-fi stuff that doesn't like it doesn't fire normal bullets, so it travels further. I specifically had the idea that I thought it'd be funny to throw spears that were like explosive. Midnight Mercenaries. Yeah, I mean, I was impressed with Midnight Mercenaries. My only thing was like the narrative he took seriously. It felt like it didn't feel funny, and it's TF2. Um, and like maybe if you are like you have like the ability to write something really, 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 really good, you could do that with those goofy characters and make something, but that wasn't it. But I liked a lot of the mechanic ideas. He did some fun stuff with it. I remember liking some of the ideas. But you know, it was created from the ground up as a passion project, so um, like it was gonna be a little jankier than basic. It's worth playing, I would say. You know, um, it was just make the cutscenes funny. You just do non sequitur jokes and then get to the cap. You didn't need this like it wasn't canon. Like the story was a little bizarre. Anyways, now we get to play the game where I accidentally find a sprite that I was supposed to censor out as I'm looking. See, check that out. That's funny. Oh, this is interesting. Too small. Hey, Moonshine. That wasn't your name initially, but I recognized the profile picture. I think you're something cool. I started at 6 a.m. for you. Oh, I'm sorry. Rise and grind, man. We up here making Hotline Miami mods at 6 in the morning here, dude. Don't you know? It's too big. This is the worst part of Hotline Miami modding for me now. It's just finding the the right size sprite. Like with 1900 cult, I can just make the sprite and then place it. Like it doesn't have to be found perfectly. Hmm. Need like something square. Problem is, it's 2 frames. Can't add more. I can not add more. Add the what? The Q crate? Cook crate? What? What are you trying to say, boy? That's not bad. I think I'd like it maybe a little bigger, but I'm putting you up here. This is like the same thing. I'm running out of sprites, guys. It's getting bad. It's kind of a good size. Something more square. The disabled people toilet would be a little teeny. YouTube is not letting you swear. The cum crate? What do you... Okay. Okay. I like this better. Pig dinner table. I should probably just look up table. Let's do that. Table. Give me something square. It's too big. Definitely getting closer. Oh, editor table. No, there's seriously like a disabled people toilet in the game. Handicap toilet. Yep. It's not big enough. But it's funny that Dennis thought that this needed to be added as like a separate. I don't even know where this shows up, honestly. Oh, you know what? I think it shows up in I think it shows up in Richter's mom's house. And so it is there for a reason, because you need to know that she is sick. So never mind, it's not funny. It's funny out of context. I used WAD editor and turned Jacket into a plane. Yeah, you can do a lot with the WAD editor. It's very good. It's very cool. Yeah. Okay, here's the problem with the chat delayed chat is everyone's like correcting me after I already figured it out myself. Okay. It's funny either way. Yes, now everyone's laughing that it was delayed. Yes. I'm always hesitant to resprite furniture because I find myself so this was a huge problem for me, and thanks to the new MetaWatt editor, I can just I can just have them both now, and so like um there's a lot of vanilla sprites in um let's see here. like you see these vanilla sprites that I added since I had the idea for the first to redo the first level like this so far into the development. A ton of these sprites are actually used up already, and then I had to retroactively add them back. So like let's look at bank couch. So bank couch is this color initially, but I was able to add them back. See? Look at that. The second frame is now the only, but this was a one frame sprite initially. I love the meta editor. I love the meta editor. And so now it's even easier to just swap whatever the heck you want. But yeah. Okay. Oh, we didn't save. What was it called? Editor table? We might need to do some science. This would be a good time for me to show off the meta editor, actually. Okay. So it is 53 by 29. Okay. 53 by 29. Where'd it go? There it is. Let's do it like that. Last time I used it, I was trying to add frames to a face sprite, but it crashed. Really? You can't add sprites to a face sprite? You can't add frames, I mean? Why am I at that opacity? What the hell? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So then we're going to make that its own thing and export it into HP3 dprops. Let's just say test. Export. Export. Maybe because the sprite only had one frame, I was doubling. I think it's a little finicky, if I'm being honest. Okay. Editor table. There we go. Meta, import sprite from strip, and then I gotta get this is the most annoying thing is it doesn't remember your file tree location. So you have to do that every single time. Open that up, increase the number of frames, import. Does its thinking. Now it's a multi-framed sprite. And then we are going to save the patch, get my file tree down, and we are going to name it 29. Okay, so yep, that's there. So you can also increase the size, but the issue is if you the issue is for whatever reason increasing the size, it has to be a manual mod. If you only increase the frame count, you can keep it as an automatic mod that you don't have to download extra. And I want people to be able to play Human Being 3 without manual mods, without it screwing up the look of it completely. Like obviously the weapons won't be the same and everything, but I can't have like huge chunks of the level as giant sprites and then them look completely wrong if you don't download the thing. So let's go to our test. Editor table 1 2 2 3 4 4 4 5 5 5. Yes. Okay. And then let's see, give my man a gun. The levels for TLT are done for the most part, but because I love making sprites, I am now going to be 5-month internship. Is meta edit a possible salvation? So the meta editor's salvation is it prevents you from having to hunt for the perfect sprite quite as much. You still need to get the right size, but then if you find a sprite that's both the right size and only one frame, you have unlimited uses of it basically. The issue is like if it's multi-framed, you can't add more frames without it screwing up for whatever reason. And like it will still only like it'll only show the first 3 sprites once you close out or whatever. It'll like revert the sprite back to like the first sprite for some reason. Um, which it seems very restrictive and it is, but that's way better than it was previously, which is just you have exactly the same amount of frames as Dennis made. And if you use that sprite already and it's one frame, you use that sprite already, dude. You can't do it again. So especially with something like Armchair. Oh, well, it's not going to work right now because I screwed the meta up a bit, but like this is one frame. You can have as many chairs as you want with this one thing. You don't have to hunt for different chairs now. I guess frame counts are too hard coded and can't be changed. Yeah, it's all the spaghetti code. It's fine. I'm enjoying working through the um, restrictions. It's kind of fun to do science. Anyways, so now we have a bunch of objects there, and we want to pull this guy up. And we also want to find what the behavior name is. It's editor table. So the behavior is 885. Why are these? What the heck are these? What the heck are these? Okay, well, whatever. And we want to replace, what was it, 682? See if we could find it. 685? No, it was 682. 682. Save that. Open chat back up. That's so cool. Actually, you can have different color swatches for each level and be using the exact same furniture. Yeah, yeah. It's really helped me like with finding stuff because I was really struggling to find new sprites, and now I have like a couple sprites that have like 30 uses now. Okay, so I gotta save it. Grab that. All right, let's see what happens. None of them worked. Some of them worked. Only one worked. Why is that? Interesting. Okay, that was the science. Only the first frame works for the window. Oh, and it does it. Wait, hold on. Kill me. Okay. I think it goes to the second frame really briefly. Fascinating. Okay. Is that supposed to be an animation? Okay, well they're identical, so I guess it doesn't matter. I bet you it was easier to code it that way. Are they identical? There's a choice made to show that sprite before that. Interesting. Okay, so basically, what I was trying to get at is like trying to figure out, okay, what I can get away with. So it's like every editor tech thing, it's very restrictive. But if I want to have destructible statues, I do have to have a unique item each time, basically. Which we had found 3 items and we have 3 spots, so that's fine for this. We had what was it? Pig diner table. We had editor table, which is that. And we had I guess we had the basketball box. Do like the teeny one here. Basketball box. So now we have 3 different statues, and they will break on the 3rd frame, and will include a single frame of it crumbling, which will be a teeny little detail. Wait for the Lego Mech to remake every single tile in Hunter Saga as furniture sprites. Or like you could do that kind of like if you grabbed the like nuke corners. Let me show you. These are uh some of my favorite sprites in the game. What the heck is that? It's the nuke corners. For whatever reason, they needed the nuke corners for when the nukes go off at the end of Hotline 2 as its own thing. And these are huge sprites. And they're only 1 frame, each of them. So with the meta editor, you can get like 30 huge sprite frames from these now. Gives us so much freedom. And I can't show you what I've used it for that much. Um, uh, because it's spoilers. Other than well, I can't show you right now. I gotta take the mod off, and I also gotta pee really bad. I'm talking too much. Yeah, Lego Map did a lot of work on optimization. I think there's a lot of like sprite tiles that are actually sprites. Hopefully, I don't need to do that. Human Being 3's like optimization is gonna be like upgrade your PC, kid, because I don't want to sacrifice. Okay. Probably solve some issue with the corners. Yeah, I think the new editor, the better editor, you can just corner edit now. I'm curious if they completely break if you reopen the thing up in the original editor. Nice Dino Skello, thank you. One of my earliest sprites that was like exciting. Okay. When can we play 1-900 Cold? I want to play it. Not today. Not tomorrow either. It's gonna be a while. Danny makes a lot of cool stuff with it. We got a lot of cool stuff in the works for it, but that's another one that's just taking forever. But that one's not my fault quite as much. Even though I promised to help with it, it's Danny who needs to finish it. It would help if I had made my levels faster. Definitely would have helped to make my levels faster. Do corner work last. Tile mods don't work as well. Okay. Yeah, I don't feel like there's that many corners I need to fix throughout my campaign, but we also like every single human being level, the walls are the traditional white tiles or traditional white walls. Because I was like, I'll do that last because I have so few to work with. Now I have more to work with. Mm, We'll see. We'll see. I'm sure someone will port all of Hunter into 100 Cold. I'm sure of it. Okay. Oh my god, it's midnight already. Don't have a time machine? Tough luck. He means the year 1900 after the collapse, and we start from counting years over again. After we the society collapses completely. Okay. The issue with that is that I think it would enemies can see through it, right? Society collapses. Is this a Hotline reference? Yes, it is. You are the blood. So janky. That's a good question. Did these go over or under the wall? Under the wall. Sad. What about Okay. All right. That's good because this thing blocks bullets in sight, but it goes underneath the mirror. Okay, cool. It's a little too big. I have a frame where it's invisible, but I don't want to set it, you know? Do it like that. No, yeah. We're gonna keep the wall there for a moment. Maybe the real friends were the patch wads we made along the way. Maybe. I made a lot of patch wads, so they're kind of like my friends. Every few days I get an email of someone asking me for the Autism Intensifies patch wad. Don't know. I don't even know which campaign it's attached to at this point. What happened? Did the stream get interrupted for y'all at all? Cause like it looked like the panel for the streaming panel on YouTube crashed for me. Yeah, I think I might keep them as windows. Of course, there is that like weird thing. The Hawaiian conflict is funny in its own way because it makes no real sense for the USSR to occupy islands and not continue forward to the mainland. Yeah, the geopolitics of Hotline Miami don't make a lot of sense. Another good video topic, you know. We have there's a YouTube trend now of over analyzing the realism of video games. You know, there's the guys being like the Skyrim rivers actually have realistic throughput. And like what's the employment rate of Whiterun? You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen those videos? I like that guy. He's funny, but it's a trend. You know, it's a new YouTube trend for gaming content, and I could do that with Hotline Miami. You know, this bathroom hallway doesn't make any sense. We could do it with geopolitics of Hotline Miami because that shit don't make any sense, dude. That shit don't make any sense. I think they just chose Miami. I think they just chose Hawaii because it's cool and it's like Hawaii. It's like Miami adjacent in terms of like tropics that's owned by America. Have you seen the piss in Hotline Miami video? No. Is that what it's called? I like when I type in piss into the search bar, it stops suggesting stuff. It's like I'm not helping you here, man. Oh wow, he did a piss in the Hotline Miami series and it got 31K views. And then he did piss in Hotline Miami mods and it got about 460. Ah! Look at the difference. Oh, we'll never escape. I don't want to watch this video right now. I'm not, but that's very funny. The 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 mod one is way larger. I've noticed this is a growing trend with the YouTube algorithm is that they will make one of your videos go to the moon and then you'll go back to being obscure. Not to like insult this guy at all, but like most of his stuff is like 1,000 some views, right? And then this one's 31K. And maybe it's his only good video, but like there's been plenty of YouTubers that I'll see their like viral video and I'll like, "Oh, I like this," and I'll subscribe. And then I'll start watching their videos and I'll realize that like that wasn't their big break. Like they went back into obscurity afterwards. Which is unfortunate cuz like I feel like it used to be like once you got one that went big, YouTube just promoted you forever now and you were set. It was so hard to get big. But now I think they've made it easier for you to have a viral video. Um and then like they just drop you again. I just watched this most recent video about boring place G. Yeah, that one wasn't so good. I don't really care about boring stuff. And also the specific spot he was on for like the pedestrian walkover spot, it might have been a different one, but there's definitely a side quest where you're racing a woman over that thing. So they are used. I hate the overly autistic analyzing videos for games. I think some of like the thing is with a trend is that it's good initially and then it gets bad, right? People overdo it. People try to jump on the gold rush. The addition of Hawaii is a metaphor for Dennaton saying the player base should touch grass more. Sorry, Dennis. We didn't all get to go to Hawaii because we made millions in a video game. I don't know if they've been to Hawaii. Hopefully they've been to Miami by now. I know they hadn't been to Miami when they made the first game, which is very fun. Yeah, my most viewed video has like 160K views and the next one is 400. What's your most popular video? Oh, it's Gmod. Yeah, I mean, it's not like YouTube owes you fame. Maybe you just had one really good video breakout, but it is a shame when I see that like that didn't launch them into a career. And I think it's by design now. Like you notice, um, like do you notice that like you get suggested like 4 view videos constantly now? Like let's open the Thing remaster video here. And yeah, see, literally it's 4 views. I'm not even kidding. And it's usually a bad Let's Play. Like no thumbnail. Like that's what I get a lot. Um, 2 views, and it's just a New Vegas playthrough. 383. It's another playthrough. It's this one slot right here. Do you guys get this? Okay, the chat's saying yes. And like honestly, I prefer the no thumbnail ones that I can just glaze over. The ones that have like obnoxious like thumbnails where like the person's like doing the YouTuber face, that's worse. I do not like this. I feel like they're trying to give more people their big break. Um but I don't know. My friend who's like that's like made a couple popular TikToks. He's more normie than I am. He was telling me how TikTok, like one of the secrets to their success was they gave everyone a taste of fame. Basically, they ensured every single the per account, their one of their first TikToks will be guaranteed like 1,000 views, right? Which is huge for someone who's never had any views before, like normies, you know. Um, they ensure at least 1,000 people view it. Like they put it in enough people's face. Um, and I don't know if that's a way to like hook you on creating TikToks by chasing that fame dragon, or is that them trying to give smaller people a shot? And it could be both, right? But I don't think YouTube is like I don't understand why YouTube. That's why I closed the window. That's why I can't open it up. I don't know why YouTube's doing it with like clearly low effort content. Like I feel like the algorithm isn't giving a shit about the content. But it's like I don't know. At some point, the YouTube recommendation algorithm became garbage. It's just stuff you've already watched. It's stuff you've already watched, like and stuff that you don't even care about, and like everyone's complaining about the algorithm and stuff, but it's weird to me that they had it nailed and they were like, this isn't generating enough shareholder value, right? Like we've made too perfect of a product, we can't grow any further. We need to change it. Hello, Erlene. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how smaller. It's always in that third slot. Very annoying. It does it for all genres of videos on the platform, not just gaming. Yeah, that makes sense. And gaming's just probably like the biggest genre. I feel like, right? One of them. Yeah, I got some videos about some guys smoking crack. I'm jealous. That's good. That's better content than me. It's giving people recognition for one video than not giving it a long term false home, basically. Yeah. Like, I remember that there was this kid on Reddit. He wasn't on Reddit. He was on YouTube. It was just a kid, like a 8-year-old or something, making dinosaur videos with like his cell phone camera. Like he just have like little toy dinosaurs and a cell phone camera, and he'd be like do 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 do, like making a little story, just having fun, being creative. And they got like 2 views, right? Like it wasn't content that anyone's meant to watch. It's just a kid being creative. But then a Redditor found him and was like, "Oh, this kid's making little dinosaur content and it's really cute. Let's everyone go watch him and give him support." And people did. People were like, "Oh, yeah, that's so cool, dude. That's neat. That's neat." And that's sweet, right? Everyone's supporting the kid and being nice to him and telling like giving him encouragement. But the thing is, it's a YouTube video that's low effort. He can make 1 million of them. He's a kid. He has unlimited time on his hands, and so then people stopped watching because like adults aren't actually going to watch every single episode of a kid's dinosaur show where he's just slamming plastic toys together, right? Like they were just being nice one time, and so his views dropped off. And he like later uploaded a video being like, I'm sorry everyone stopped watching, or like what happened? Like he didn't understand. Anyways, that's why you never give to charity. No, I'm kidding. But I don't know where I was going with that, but it kind of reminds me of what YouTube does, where they blow up one of your videos and then you go back to being nothing, and you maybe made 20 bucks. Like I made 20 bucks when I uploaded that Last of Us footage of her playing Hotline Miami 2 or 1 on the Vita. You Redditors, yeah. Yeah, I always see these low effort, low view videos on my recommend. You know what I do? Click on the three dots. Don't recommend channel. Yeah. And then it's like, sorry, dude, but I don't want to see this. But like, I kind of stopped doing that once I realized that YouTube's just going to put a low effort video regardless in front of me. It's not really the specific person it's trying to push. $20 for 200K views? Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a lot. Um, like it definitely had steady growth, so it wasn't 200K like when I looked at the payout. Um, Maybe it's $40 now, woohoo. But yeah, like the ad revenue on YouTube is not a lot. And I imagine the rate is probably better if you're like PewDiePie, like you get more money per view, right? But it's not a lot. There's definitely a reason that every single YouTuber you know who does this as a career, every single one of them is throwing Raid Shadow Legends ads in front of you, But first, like it's become a Pavlov dog whistle that when I hear "but first" from YouTuber, I like reach for my phone to start skipping ahead. Okay, I have work in the morning. I can't believe I talked this much. We did not do a lot of work. I'm gonna have to ignore chat next time. Just kidding. I love you guys. At this point, YouTubers are just wage slaves. I mean, I imagine a lot of them aren't doing that much better than if they just had a normal 9 to 5, right? Which is like, on what, like, ironically, like maybe back in like 2018, that was a great deal because it's like, oh, I get to work from home. Like I make about the same money, but I get to work from home and make goofy YouTube videos. But now everyone gets to work from home. I work from home most days. So like it's nice. I get to like slink out of bed 20 minutes before work starts, do a quick shower, and then I'm just off to I'm good. I can work. And then I get an hour they have me take an hour lunch break and I can just game during that hour lunch break. Oh, we've reached the. It's not 4 hours yet. It's 3 hours 59 minutes. 57 minutes, mean. Yeah, thanks for watching for 4 hours. Even the smallest things can ruin reviews. I mean, if yeah, yeah. I mean, people do it, right? People are able to make a career, but it's like there's a reason all of them try to pivot to merch and like podcasting and like shilling shit coins. It's like it's not a reliable thing, which is crazy for YouTube not to make it as reliable as it is. Like it took them forever just to have a donation button. Like people had to go through Patreon. It took them forever to implement the basic functionality of give them donations. Okay. Yep. Talk too long. I'm going to stop. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow, but definitely at some point next week or maybe this weekend since my girlfriend's working this weekend. We will do more development work, more serious development work. We will lock in next time. Um, but yeah, it's awesome that you guys watched me. Yeah, those who make it are like 5%. Yeah. Anyways, okay, we're gonna stop streaming. I need to go to bed. I gotta get up. It's like 7:30. So tune in next time for some real development.